And welcome to another How to Do On-Page SEO with AI. I'm Josh Brzezinski. So today I'm going to be going through our AI, our advanced AI that does this stuff. It is called SEO Copilot. And SEO Copilot has four main sections. It has discovering the low-hanging fruit or the keywords that you should be trying to rank for. This is the most important area and the most important place to start. That's why it's number one. Then we find the boosting on-page keywords. We rebuild certain models for you that Google uses to rank on-page, like BERT, rank brain, neural matching, vector embeddings, helpful AI content, review AI content, spam brain content. We have a good 10 different AI models that we simulate and or rebuild for you for how Google actually ranks and scores documents for their serving time for their search engine. Expert SEOs can review the boosting on-page keywords, but it's not really necessary in this age. AI does pretty much all the analysis and pretty much all the work for you. And so we'll move right to forward the article builder and show how to get the big four scores in the green, which is a quite common question that people have. And the other one here is the ranking opportunities. So with that, if you're watching live, you can ask questions. I will try to check them at the end of the broadcast. And also, guys who are watching live here in the Zoom, by all means, if you have any questions, please let me know and ask. And so let's get started. So as I said, the most important place to start here, the most important place to start here is in keyword discovery. I've been doing SEO for a very long time. And it used to be, everyone knew this, it was commonplace, back in like 2004 or 5, something like that. Everybody always did keyword research, right? They would always try to check what the low-hanging fruit was, what the easiest keywords were to rank for, and to go for those to make it easy on themselves. And really, guys, this is the difference between a successful campaign and a campaign that breaks your heart and breaks your bank. It does not succeed. You need to do keyword research to begin with on kind of two levels. The highest level, where you're checking to see, okay, which niches are really difficult to try to rank in? Which businesses should I be part of? Gambling and online casinos. Wow, you can make a lot of money in gambling. Look at that. And my AI came up with over 12,000 different ideas for you to rank for, but it's a tough niche, right? It's 51% tougher than the rest of the internet. Just so you know, on these difficulty scores, just so everyone is aware, I have over 1.5 million records to compare to make these difficulty calculations, and we use over 15 matrix points in the chain of ideation process that the AIs are using to construct these difficulty scores. It is far, far, far more robust than any other difficulty score out there. All the other difficulty scores are a joke, quite frankly. I would not trust them at all, but you can trust this. There is a standard mathematical formula that science uses to determine when their statistical data correlative analysis is statistically valid. And we are well, I know, having done a master's degree and I was doing a PhD in a science related field, interdisciplinary philosophy and science, ethics and decision theory and neuroscience was my specific areas I would focus on, and psychology. Psychology uses a lot of data correlative analysis. It's pretty much all the social sciences. That's all the kind of scientific process they do. So I'm very familiar with this, the philosophy of how this works and the actual mathematical formula itself. And I did the math, and we are well beyond the threshold for statistical validity. So you can take this to the bank. So when this says that gambling and online casinos is 51% harder to rank for than any other SEO niche, that's compared to the 1.5 million or 1.6 million, or roughly around there, records in our database. You can take that to the bank, right? You can rest assured that that isn't accurate within like 1 point, like 52 to 50%. It's far more accurate than a political poll, for example. So you could take this to the bank. So it makes sense, right? Because you're like, well, everyone knows gambling makes a lot of money online. And if you didn't know, congratulations, now you do. I'm not saying you should get into it. There's other considerations, of course. It's highly competitive. A lot of negative SEO goes on, and even hacking. And quite frankly, not all the affiliate niches always pay out the best. But there's an F ton of money behind it. So I mean, at this high level, you're trying to decide, how much should I charge my client? Should I advise my CEO we should move into this? Is this an area I should diversify in? Should I be doing rank and rent in this area? Should I be doing, should I be selling websites in this area? Should I rank up websites in the gambling niche and not have to worry about affiliate stuff? And then once I'm ranking number one in, whatever 50 spots after 2 or 3 months of using SEO Copilot, I'll go into Flippa and I'll sell this site for $5,000 or whatever. Or, I'll get some, you can quote these numbers here, our average keyword revenue ballpark. You can quote these numbers and say, we're ranking for whatever it is. We're ranking for, imagine if you were ranking for these. We're ranking for, let's be realistic, PokerStar News, Extreme Lighting Roulette, Extreme Lighting, and William Hill Grand National, whatever. Or we're ranking for these ones here. Add up this money it makes at the end of the month, and then do the standard calculation they have for how much you make in a year, and then mark that down slightly and sell it on, you can sell it on Flippa or any website selling sites. One of my students in SEO University, by the way, SEO University is my mastermind group where you get all the science that proves all of our SEO tactics that are baked in to SEO Copilot. Plus you have all the other SEO tactics that we teach for all of the off-page stuff you need. Amazing ranking factors that nobody else has anywhere else. Email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. That's Josh, B as in Bob, ACH, Y as in YouTube, N as in Nancy, SKI@gmail.com. For a huge discount to join if you're an SEO Copilot customer already, a paying SEO Copilot customer, and on the monthly basis. And I'm happy to give you a big discount on that. Anyway, one of my students from SEO University, Renee, he sold one of his websites that he ranked up for 0.5 million euros, which is well over $1 million Canadian and probably close to $1 million US. He sold a site for around $1 million US. How would you like to sell a site for $1 million US? He only built it up for a few years. There's many ways to make money with SEO Copilot. That's one of them for sure. But at this highest level, you would be basically doing business decisions, doing a high level, casting a wide net, trying to be like, should I rank for Jaguar Jacks, Jaguar car horn, Jaguar XFAC filter? What should I be trying to rank for here? What makes the most money? You can sort it by money. You can also sort it by difficulty. And then you can click to easier. So you have easier or average, the easiest niches for you to rank for. With just on page alone with SEO Copilot for the easier and average niches, you are going to have a ton of success. And you're going to be reducing your off-page costs tremendously by the on-page success you're going to be having. And some of these niches can make some money. For example, best products. There's tons of products in here. This is only on average 20,000 ideas, is only on average 18% harder than the rest of the internet. There's tons of opportunity in here for some of these niches. These are just examples of stuff that works really well. One of the ones I like to show here is this better protein powder. So once you've cast a wide net and you see where everything is, and again, this is for all SEO. This is for local SEO or global SEO. Everything I'm about to say today is for local SEO and global SEO. And everything I'm about to say is for all of the kinds of SEO: e-commerce SEO, informational SEO, review SEO, affiliate SEO. You can mix and match. You can do all of them. You can do in-house SEO with this. You can work as a consultant and do client SEO with this. Our group and our user base for the system now is over around 1,000 users now. We do all of the above. We do all of the above with SEO Copilot. And it can really help you find the low-hanging fruit. Because at the end of the day, that's the name of the game. What you need to do is you need to find these gem keywords that you never would have imagined that make a ton of money, but are also super easy to rank for. That is what you need to do with SEO Copilot. You would never would have guessed that better protein powder, for example. This is a perfect example of a gem keyword where it's easy to rank for. It's 24% easier than the rest of the internet to rank for. It's 24% easier than all of SEO to rank for this, but it makes ballpark 12 grand a month as a rough approximate. If you're selling affiliate stuff there, or you're doing rank and rent for a big protein company, you're going to be making a good amount of money there. You're going to be making good commissions there. Or if you're an in-house SEO for a supplement company, again, you're going to be making a lot of money there, and you're going to make your boss really happy when you do. But you never, ever would have known that this kind of gem keywords and many others are sitting there ready to be taken if you didn't use keyword discovery and start here with a base or seed keyword. This is where I've been doing SEO a very long time, and this is where the vast, vast majority of SEO campaigns go either right or wrong, by choosing the right keywords to begin with, or they go wrong because you chose the harder keywords to go for to begin with, premium way. For some reason, the client said, or your boss said, or you just thought, I know, this is what I'm going to try to rank for. This is what everyone searches, isn't it? The answer is no, this is not what everyone searches. And so one, wrong. Two, it's way harder to rank for this. Look how hard it is to rank for this. Everybody else had this idea. It's 187% harder than the rest of the internet. I put the listing not recommended here, meaning that this is not recommended for you to start with. You shouldn't be starting with these keywords. Whether you have a new site or not, you should be starting with the easier keywords, and building up trust with Google is what you want to do. At the end of the day, it's the final ROI. It's the keywords that have the highest ROI, the highest return on investment, is what wins in SEO. Because there's something very controversial that I don't think a lot of people realize. And really nobody else says this in SEO, but they should. And I'm going to say it right now. It's not the person who ranks number one who wins at SEO. It's not. It's the person who ranks number one fastest, easiest, and cheapest in a way that they can iterate again and again and again, that is long-term safe and not going to destroy your rankings in the future. That's the person who wins at SEO. And the way to do this is to use SEO Copilot, is to buy SEO Copilot and use SEO Copilot religiously to find the keywords you should be ranking for to begin with, and then build pages using the AI, saving 99% of your time and 99% of your costs. It's the wave of the future. It's the way the world is going. This is the promise of AI, and we're very happy and proud to be, quite frankly, one of the first companies, period, if not the first SEO company, to be providing it to our 1,000+ users. If you guys have any questions, please, by all means, fire them in the chat. Let me check to see if there's any questions here. Not quite yet. Awesome, guys. If you have any questions watching live, by all means, fire them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them as well. All right, so this is super awesome, right? So this is where you would start. You'd start at keyword discovery. And what I would do is, if you have an existing site that's already powerful, and you're like, Josh, we're already ranking for really tough niches according to this. I think we're in a position to try and go for very tough and not recommended right off the bat. Then I say, fine, sort by final ROI. Start clicking down 5 pages a day. So you would build 5 pages a day. I would click down 5 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would select them, based on whether they're good or not. I don't know if Premier Protein may be a bad example, because I think that's actually a brand name, but you get the idea. You pick the keywords that you think are good, you favorite them, and you can sort them with your favorite list, or send it to the client to approve, or you just go and find the boosting keywords, click here, and it's going to do a keyword report, and you'll be able to check it under reports, and you can build those keyword pages up. But if you're like, Josh, I don't have a powerful site yet. I have a brand new site, or I'm not sure if I have a powerful site. Well, here's one way to tell. If you index a page, a ranking page, a page you want to rank, and it doesn't show up anywhere in Google in the first 24 hours, even on like page 8, then you don't have a powerful site. Your site is sick. Google's not sure if it should trust you. You need to build up trust with Google. How do you build up trust with Google? Everybody knows that bigger sites rank better. Bigger sites that talk from an expert perspective is how you build up trust with Google. That's how you build up the EAT. It's how you build up the expertise, experience, authority, and trust. That is the Google acronym, and that's exactly what SEO Copilot does for you. When you buy SEO Copilot, it is going to get you the EAT. You do need the EAT, and it's going to get you the experience, the expertise, the authority, and the trust. Automatically, through using AI, without you actually needing any expertise or experience. That's the beautiful part of it, right? It's going to do all the analysis and all the research for you. Not only does it generate the content, everybody does that. They do a crappy job, not anywhere near as well as we do, but everybody does that. They don't do the analysis for you. That key analysis portions have to come first in the workflow. You have to find the right keywords to rank for. Then you need to find the boosting on-page keywords, the semantic keywords, the experience keywords, expertise keywords, authority keywords, speaking of it from an expert perspective that are helpful, and giving the right review keywords. Those are all on-page factors, right? And then you use that stuff. The AI uses all that to construct it together and build the perfect article for you. So what you do here is you drill down from the top. If you need more ideas, you go, fine, I need some more ideas. AI, click this, say get more ideas. It'll run another keyword discovery for you. You build 5 pages a day. That should only take you an hour. 5 pages should take you an hour in using our AI tool. How would you like to do 5 high quality pages in an hour? I bet you it takes a good day at least to make a high quality page today. A full 8-hour day, I'm sure, is what it takes to make a high quality page. And if you're like, no, Josh, I can make a high quality page in an hour already, I'm going to question how high quality it actually is. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. And I met a lot of people who think they're making high quality content and they're not even close. It's a made for SEO spammy page that's going to get punted out of the index. And my AI, when you buy SEO Copilot, when you use SEO Copilot, it's going to show you in the big 4 scores where you're falling back and where you don't have the high quality content. And I have objective scores there that take the subjectivity out of it. And again, I have a huge statistical data correlative analysis system that changes in almost real time as Google's algorithms change as well. So I'll show you that. Make sure to watch for that. I'm going to show you that. Keep watching. I'm going to show you that as we get later on in the show. But you would build 5 pages a day, 25 pages a week, 100 pages a month. And after the second or third month of choosing the easiest ones to rank for with this new site or a 6 site, you would click keyword difficulty and you'd rank for the easiest ones to start. And wow, is this ever a gemmed keyword? This, if you start ranking page number 1 for this, you're going to make money already. You don't even have to wait 2 or 3 months, right? You're going to be making money already because it's so easy to rank for this, because nobody thought humans are typing this in and nobody is optimizing for it. Look, no one is optimizing for this. Right? And yeah, there's some big brands here, but there's others also spots you could easily get. You could also do a parasite page. You could also do a parasite page strategy for this, because here's a parasite page on Forbes. You can buy articles on Forbes. It's not that expensive. So you could do a parasite page on this. Also, if there's any other of these sites you can get a page on, you can do a parasite page on that. Or another way you can make sure you outrank these guys, another pro tip, is notice how they all have pages dedicated to this topic and they're not even optimizing for it. Here's another guaranteed way you can get here pretty easily, is you make the site dedicated to this, right? You build your whole site around protein powder and you call it betterpowder.com or betterprotein.com. You don't have an EMD, that would be probably too spammy to start out with. Yes, I see EMD still ranking here or there, but they have a lot of trust and they're already built up in Google and they're kind of been whitelisted. Google does have whitelists, so you probably don't want to start with that strategy. And I'm talking about a site that's starting off. So I would do betterpowder.com, and the index page would try to rank for this. And then you'd have, that's your brand, right? You have Better Powder, you have Better Protein Powder, and then all the other pages are trying to rank for all these other awesome queries here that have to do with protein powder. And then you monetize by affiliate, you monetize by rank and rent, or like I said, you sell the site. You could do any of those kinds of things. And anyway, if you have a new site, you sort by, if I'm going too quick, let me know. I want to try to make sure I get everything done in the hour. If you have a new site, that hasn't built up the trust yet, you need to sort by easier. You need to cast a wide net in terms of the difficulty. You need to go down here to the bottom of wherever you are in the last time you ran a difficulty report and run them again. We don't run them all automatically for you so as not to eat up all your credits. And quite frankly, if you ran this like 3 months ago and you come back, it may not be accurate anymore. So it's good to do this kind of piecemeal. You run it, you build 5 pages, you're done. The next day you run it again, you build 5 pages, you're done. The next week you run it again, you build 5 pages. And then you get to the point where you have, like a few thousand, 875 keyword ideas here. After you do it 10 times, 10 to 40 times, depending on how many difficulties you're running, then you would have all these keywords analyzed in terms of their difficulty. It does cost, there is a hard cost for this for us on our side. It does cost us some money to do this. So again, we don't want to charge you too much money for it. So we do it piecemeal like that. And you would sort again by the easiest. You click 5, you find the 5 boosting keywords. You find the boosting keywords for the 5 ones you're going to build today. And then you generate articles for them. And then you tweak the articles. You give it your last little SEO touch of approval. And then you click the WordPress button and or you copy and paste them into WordPress. Easy peasy. It should take you no more than an hour, 2 hours max. And then you go drink margaritas on the beach for the rest of the day. Your SEO day is done, right? How would you like to only have to work an hour a day or 2 hours a day and yet still be gaining ground in SEO? I think you'd be very happy about that. I know I would be. Whereas I'm working 8-10 hour days trying to run this company and run SEO University. I should quit and just do SEO with my tool. It's what I should do. But okay, so you build, I would recommend building that. Now, you're like, Josh, why do I have to build so much? Because you might not have to. If you're in a local niche and your competitors only have 5 or 10 pages, then you probably don't have to build quite so aggressively. But quite frankly, everybody knows that bigger sites rank better. Bigger sites have more longevity. Bigger sites have more trust. Bigger sites are more immune to the Google algorithms hits. So it was just, and bigger sites can sell better, can be rank and rented better. They have more power and authority, trust, and they have more longevity. So I would not cheap out. All right, I would not be like, oh, it's good enough. Google won't hit it. I would diversify your risk and start building other sites, and or I would make sure this site is as big and robust as possible, because it gives you most opportunity and it's the safest business move to make, because then you have the biggest site that's going to be the most resilient to Google's algorithms. But also you could monetize it in any other way. You could start doing PBNs on part of the site. I wouldn't really recommend that, but you can. You could rank and rent on parts of the site. You could do other affiliate offers on other parts of the site. If you have like one part of your protein site is this, another part of your protein site could be dedicated to that. You can sell the site when you're done. There's all kinds of things you can do. If it's built up more, it's more valuable. And quite frankly, again, SEO goes to the person who can build more, faster, cheaper, easier, better, and reiterate on that process and has longevity of ranking factors. That's exactly when you buy SEO Copilot, when you use SEO Copilot, you have the top level on-page SEO working for you to get that kind of longevity. Okay, so that is I've never done keyword discovery so fast. That was my 28-minute or 23-minute keyword discovery section. Let me know if you guys have any questions or just somebody give me a all good if that made sense, and we can move on. But if you have any questions, don't be shy, don't hesitate. Give me an all good. There's 3 people watching live and there's 3 people in the Zoom. It's a lazy Friday afternoon. Awesome. Eric says all good. Fantastic. Stephen says, are you live again? Yes, I'm live again, Stephen. That's the only way you would get the chat box is if I was live. So yes, I'm live again, my friend. If you have any questions, Stephen, go ahead and ask and in the live chat on YouTube. I'd be happy to answer. Okay, so that's the process in keyword discovery. Now, the second process is finding the boosting on-page keywords. There's 2 ways you could trigger this. There's actually multiple ways. As I said in Keyword Spy, you can, when you're drilling down, as I said in keyword discovery, as you're drilling down here for one of your niches, you can be like, okay, I want to rank for Premier Proton. No, I want to rank for Premier Protein coupons. I'm going to click Find the Boosting Keywords. That's automatically going to run a Keyword Spy report, right? Now, another pro tip, I like to strip out, we do a lot of competitive analysis. One thing that we cannot do is we cannot strip out the geolocation factors because sometimes people want to search for their geolocation. They want to include the geolocation keywords. And so fine, you can do that if you want. I don't like to do that though, personally for myself. I like to strip them out and select a tiny little island in the Pacific that has like 5,000 people living on it that strips out all the geolocation. And I want to strip out the geolocation for the US, for the Europe, whatever, and select this area, and I click continue. And then it's going to say, okay, boom, we're running that. It says it's running. Keyword Spy report is running. And you can see the reports all running here under reports. You can also start them running here under Keyword Spy. You could do bulk pages, or you can put the keyword in here, put the location, you can go to the advanced options, select the exact same things, and start a Keyword Spy report. The reports are here, and you'll see when they're done. If they have any errors, they will let you know, and they'll say possibly incomplete or failed. You can click them to restart them. Sometimes that happens because we build up very complex AI models to do this, and not all these AI models are always, AI is a very new technology, and so it fails, I don't know, maybe 5% of the time right now. For me, I haven't had a failure for a very long time, as you can see. I haven't had a failure since we were re-architecting this. And I've done a lot of reports. I don't get failures on this anymore. Yeah, here we are. I had to go down quite a bit. It'll say failed or possibly incomplete. These are older ones from like 2 or 3 months ago. You can always click them and get them to rerun. It's not a problem. So another thing about the reports is you'll notice once you can generate an article from here as well. You can click this to generate the AI article, and it'll give you all your big 4 scores here in the report listing, so you can see what's red. You'd be like, okay, these are red. Red's not good. You want it to be in the green, just like every other SEO tool out there. You want all your SEO scores to be in the green, or as close to being in the green as possible, is what I would recommend. That's the only way I can guarantee the rankings that I can guarantee. When you buy SEO Copilot, when you use SEO Copilot, and you use the big 4 scores and you're all in the green for them, I can guarantee that you are going to get good rankings. Because again, I have statistical data correlative analysis for all these 4 scores. But before I get to the 4 scores, I'll show you them in a second. Let's quickly see the report of what, I have better protein powder here. Let's quickly look at the report and see what kind of AIs we build for you. So we build a number of AIs for you. We do vector embeddings with RankBrain. And we score each entity, including the quote unquote stop words, because stop words are kind of a thing of the past. They don't really, they're still used in some places in Google. And we know this for a fact because SEO University has gone through the Google leaked API documents. And we have seen a lot of places where we presume they're using it because it's still being used. If you want more information about the leaked Google API documents and all the hidden ranking factors in here, again, email me. Oh, sorry, you can't see this. Here's the API documents. If you want to know about some of the secrets in here, some bombshell secrets that definitely will change your game for ranking factors for sure. It's 7,414 pages, and we've gone through about all of it now at this point, and tested a good number of them as well in single variable scientific tests to prove that they're actually ranking factors. Again, email me at joshbrzezinski@gmail.com. This will explode your SEO game for sure. Let's see, where are we here? Here we are. But anyway, back to the reports. Now again, do you ever have to look at the reports? No, you don't. If you just want to do your SEO and you don't want to look at this, you don't have to. This is for like top level SEOs or really experienced SEOs who want to see what's going on. But I'm just going to run through this quickly to show you how we do a lot of competitive analysis and how we rebuild AI models for you that Google's actually using, like RankBrain, like BERT, like TWBERT, like query interpretation. A document object model vector embeddings. That stuff that Google actually uses to rank web pages. We rebuild all those models here for you so that quite frankly, you never have to worry about it. You never have to look at this. You can just go right to the article and start building. But I'm gonna quickly run through it just to show you what we got. So we vectorize all of these entities from the spot number 1, the ones that most rank you spot number 1, to the ones that most make you rank on spot. Whoops, sorry, 1 second. The ones that most make you rank on spot number 100. So they have the least amount of score boosting, like these words here for better protein powder, and these words here at spot number 1, protein powder, as you could imagine, best whey. Hey, did you notice that whey wasn't listed anywhere in here, but it's a major entity that you need. Powders, muscle are major entities you need. Servings, grams, isolate, health, tested. These are plant. These are all kinds of ideas that are entities that you're going to need to use. And then we tell you what your competitors use, the best protein powders they're using. No one uses better protein powders, which is a huge mistake on their part. How to choose the best protein powders. We also have the analysis of what your competitors are using as well. In transformers, here is where you're going to find the transformer analysis of the query interpretation, or what some people call query intent. We call it the primary and secondary query intent. Google calls this query interpretation. Like when you type in best protein powder, they translate that to when you type in better protein powder, which hundreds of thousands of people do per month, which you never would have guessed if you hadn't done keyword research and found this gem keyword that can make you a ton of money relatively easier, exactly 24% easier than the rest of the internet. So you should be taking advantage of it, definitely if you want to be in this niche, or quite frankly, if you want to succeed at SEO. A lot of people choose their niches, I think, backwards. They're like, I like Kung Fu, so I'm going to make a page about Kung Fu. The question is, how much money will Kung Fu make you in SEO? The answer is zero. That's how much money Kung Fu will make you. Trust me, I have a black belt in Kung Fu. I know exactly, two actually. I know exactly how much money it'll make you. Zero. So, why not be like, if any niche is just as good as any niche, why not do some research at the beginning? Also, my group has access to this tool here called Exploding Topics. Exploding Kittens? What the hell? That doesn't look good. Exploding Topics. We use this all the time to find out the new areas that are having huge growth where you're going to make a ton of money, right? Like the beauty niches. There is a affiliate niche for all of these, I assure you, and they have exploded in terms of growth and in terms of money. If you're like, Josh, any niche is just as good as any other, then I would take these ideas, I would put them into keyword discovery. And I would take these ideas when you join SEO University. I would take these ideas that you have access to, being one of my students, put them into keyword discovery and find the niches that are golden opportunities for you either to rank and rent. You don't even have to bother with affiliate niches, and or get affiliate niches going and make thousands of dollars a month working from home for a few hours a day. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know. Anyway, back to query interpretation. It's something that Google does. When they type in better protein powder, Google interprets that as meaning best protein powder brands and types. But specificity always matters. And so if you do better protein powder, Google's like, well, we don't know. Maybe that's a real thing. Okay, so they're talking about this actual thing the user actually searched. So we'll still give them some leg ups if you follow the spam scores correctly and you're putting the right keywords in the right places. Again, I'll talk about that with Article Builder in a second. Anyway, we do the PSQI, what we call it, or the primary and secondary query intent, the query interpretation, how they interpret this query and change it to this. We have a whole bunch of competitive analysis here you should be checking out. And test pages is just something for SEO University. And second last but not least, here is something that no human can do. This is a new AI that we built called the competitor HTML widgets, or the page type. And everyone knows that page type is very important for SEO, but people don't really know that Google actually does what we call vector embeddings on the DOM, the document object model. Through my scientific testing, I proved this like 2 years ago. But we didn't have, for my group, SEO University. When you join SEO University, you will see the science and you'll see how we did this. But the problem is that I proved what the ranking factor was and how you would use it. The problem is that no human had the time to look through tens of thousands of lines of HTML to determine what was common, what was vectorized to spot number one. Like for the textual entities, they do the same thing with object models entities and HTML and actual attributes, class names, properties of the objects. All these things vector to spot number one. And there's no way without using an AI to analyze this. And so we finally built it in. It's something that we're very, very proud of because it's going to really help you rank. Our preliminary testing showed you could rank on spot number 4 within 48 hours of just using the query interpretation and the page type, not even getting the big 4 scores in their green area, which again is highly recommended. We just did it as a test to see what would happen. And would be much more future-proof for sure. And as you can see, it'll tell you, anyone looking for better protein powder, this is the exact page type you need. You need to have not only these widgets here, You need to have products, you need to have prices. You need to have product recommendations, you need to have contact reviews. You need to have business signals like this. You need to have actual reviews and testimonials from actual customers. And you need comments on this page. You need your company rights reserved. You need social media proof. You need things of this nature, right? This is what you need. And you need to actually use these specific classes because this is what your competitors use. People have speculated in SEO for years. You know, I think WordPress is a ranking factor, or I think Joomla is a ranking factor, or I think this e-commerce system is a ranking factor. And you know what? They're simultaneously wrong and right. They're wrong in the sense that Google knows you have WordPress installed and gives two shits if you have WordPress installed. They don't. They're right, people who guess this, in the sense that, however, the artifacts that get embedded into your HTML, the little squirrel droppings that get embedded in your HTML from every single e-commerce or CMS system is vectorized and is machine learned and is statistically a ranking factor. So if everybody else who's ranking number one or vectors towards number one has an ARIA label attribute, you have to have an ARIA label attribute, whatever the fuck that is. I have no idea what that is, actually, to tell you the truth. All I know is that my competitors have it. It vectorizes to spot number one. That means I need it. I don't need to have this installed for sure, or truthfully, whatever it is. Not for ranking anyway. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is for blind visually impaired browsers or something. I don't know. Maybe legally you should have it. I'm not really sure. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give legal advice. I'm never giving legal advice. But all I know for ranking is that this vector is towards spot number one. Otherwise, my AI wouldn't have selected it. And last but not least is the results. We score up through different models, the entities that Google uses, and we score them up just like Google scores them up. In a, this gets you this many points, this gets you this many points, this gets you this many points, or minuses if it has nothing to do with this from the term weighting white paper that we know that they use from our scientific testing. Rank brain is probably the most important one, but the total score at the end of the day is the total score, and we're consistently adding in for both entities that are phrases and entities that are just single words. And we're consistently adding in new ways of, new models that we know Google is using and new ways of building these models for you so you don't have to do it. Because when you join SEO University, you're going to see that we had a very robust on-page process. It was getting to the point where it would take 20 hours per page to do the analysis only, not the writing. The analysis of the page was, to do all this by hand was taking up to 20 hours. And we said, listen, we need to build an AI to do this. There's no way to do proper SEO as SEO University understands it and has proven it through science. And when you join SEO University, you're going to see to do proper SEO, to really squeeze out all the ranking factors and make sure you're ranking for your clients, was taking an exorbitant amount of time per page. And we said, look, there was no way to do it. So we had to use SEO Copilot to do this. We had to build SEO Copilot and we had to use SEO Copilot. So that's the kind of gems you get in reports. Do you need to worry about this? If any of this confused you or scared you, forget about it, because this is all for the AI. This is mostly for reporting at this point, to say, look, this is what the AI is going to use. And there's some things you can configure in here. If you're like, okay, I say the word "the" too much, I'm going to downvote this one because I don't want it to be scored, or whatever. We're using the word, the G in grams is being used too much, and the AI is counting that too much, wherever that is, or this random S is being used too much. I'm going to downvote this, and so it's not going to be scored in the final scorings. You have some things you can do here. I wouldn't recommend playing with this unless you're an advanced SEO and you know what you're doing. Also, there's some things you can play with here in competitors as well. Like in Google semantic scoring, we're going to have a checkbox pretty soon here. And you're going to be able to check whether you want to compare. This is the proper, this is an actual good competitor that has actually good on-page content that I want to get their semantic levels all scored away to compare to my semantic levels. This is a bad example because actually it looks like everyone here is ranking because of their on-page. That is to say, hold on. It looks like everyone here's on-page is a major factor as to why they're ranking. Sometimes when you look at this though, for some niches, let me see if I can find one just quickly clicking around. For some niches, you can find ones that are, yeah, look at this guy. Shop Premier Protein. he's way under the threshold for the semantic score. He's probably not ranking here because of OnPage. He's probably ranking here because he's getting placed here by Google. So in this particular case, this would be unchecked. Our AI would have noticed that. But you can check or uncheck any ones you want. That's coming out in the next few months as well. All right. So any questions about reports? Any questions about this before I move on? Otherwise, if you're good to go or you're pumped to see the articles and how you can crush it with articles, give me a pumped in the chat and we shall move on to that. Let me quickly check the thing here to see if Stephen has any questions. Stephen says all good. All right, fantastic. I notice that the live here is quite far back here. Here we go. Okay. All right, so now finally, trying to do this in an hour, not to keep everyone forever, finally in articles. So building an article is really easy. It's never been easier to do all of your SEO in one place. So you would select one here. You could also search. Let's search for a better protein powder. I've run that report a number of times. Here's one that has an article. And what you do, if you don't have an article yet, or what you do is you click Generate Article. And here you notice the topic of the article is already shifted to the proper query interpretation that you never would have known. Now, you as a human have every capability to retype something in this box and choose your own topic if you like, but I don't recommend it. And also the AI is automatically going to use that DOM vectorization that you found, that page type that is going to give you huge ranking boosts so that if they're all review pages, you have a review page, the same style that they have. But not all review pages are created equal. You have to use our AI in the reports here to determine the exact HTML widgets you're going to need. Another thing you can do here is you can use a custom knowledge base. This is a great new feature that I don't think a lot of people have or know about. You can click custom knowledge base here. Hey, you click custom knowledge base and you import a file. When you import a file, like a file like this, let me show you. Custom knowledge base. Let me show you what this looks like here. See this custom knowledge base? I have an author bio I want to use in a whole bunch of articles. I don't want to retype it every time. And I say use this author bio. I'm giving the AI instructions of the author bio to use, the Twitter handle to use. I'm giving them special writing instructions for something that the AI would never have a way of knowing about. And that is to say, whether you have a specific product, which is perfect for this, right? So this one was an example I did for the EMQ CBD oil for cats. Did you know that there's products out there? You can give CBD to your pets to calm them down, I guess. I don't know. You should talk to your vet first, of course. And so CBD oil for cats, I had a fictitious product and a fictitious company that made a fictitious product called Ultra Pet TM oil for cats. And I said, here's the objective. And I gave it a brief, just like you would give a human. And I say, briefly introduce this, detail the primary health benefits, provide clear instructions on the proper dosage, discuss the safety profile, the language, the engagement, final notes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I uploaded this whole thing to here to the article generation. You can also auto-generate the URL, title, and meta description at the same time. And you click continue. And then it's going to generate the article. It'll go through and generate the article. Once the article is done, it could take 10, 20 minutes. And this is a very complex chain of thought ideation, this new AI. It actually thinks and writes like a writing team. And it has many different AIs that have their own thought processes that are all working together to actually build this like a team would. And it does a very good job out of the box. Right now, it will reiterate the spam score 5 times to try to get the best spam score, and it'll reiterate the heat score 5 times to try to get the best heat scores. Next week, it's also going to iterate, and get the semantic score closer to where it needs to be, and it's going to get the average predictability length closer to where it needs to be. Doing that is actually fairly complex, and there's a lot of moving parts. But we are dedicated to, and fixing this would take 2 minutes. I'm going to show you in a second, but we are dedicated to even reducing that time. People are like, Josh, you've gotten the process of writing an article down from 20 hours to 20 minutes. That's not good enough. I want it in 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, fine. All right, fine. I'll make it 2 minutes. So that's what we do. Right now, it writes a very short article. It's going to be making a larger article very shortly as well. But it's never going to make that article that's too long, because sometimes these articles are too long. First off, Google doesn't count that much information. We know for a fact that Google has a cutoff. And we know that it's 5,000 tokens, or around 3,000 words. So first off, you don't have to have an article that's this long. Secondly, humans don't like reading articles this long. You can always extend it very easily by using our content tabs here, which I'll show you in a second. But just first off, to cool everyone's jets, when you join SEO University, you're going to know that actually shorter articles tend to rank better as long as they get all these scores in the green. Okay. Eric says, good to go, pumped. Awesome. Thank you very much, Eric. That's weird. That didn't show up for 5 minutes. That was you said that 5 minutes ago. Weird. I didn't see that in the chat pop up. Okay. So this is a great example. Let's say, however, despite all of Josh's extreme amount of engineering and extreme cost and time he's put into having the AI generate the best article possible, some niches are kind of spammier by default. Some niches, the AI doesn't have a lot of information about. So the AI is probably as good an expert as any human you'll find just on Upwork writing articles for you, if not far, far better than that. But it might fall short in a couple cases. And again, that's why it says beta here. It is in beta. It's getting better. 99% of the time, it does a very, very good job. It's getting really, really good, guys. Now is definitely the time to use SEO Copilot. Now is the time to join SEO Copilot and to get this working for you. So by the time we ramp up and this is perfect, you already have your grandfathered price in. And when we raise prices, you'll be set, is what you want to do. The grandfathered price is the $144 a month. We'll never change that price. That one will always be there for you and always have access to everything in the system that we have. All the other prices I cannot guarantee, right? The only one I guarantee, when you buy SEO Copilot, buy it at the $144 price. That will give you 100 pages a month, which is what I recommend you build anyway. And that's the grandfather, you have my word, that's the grandfather price moving forward forever. That price will be sacrosanct, and it'll always have a handsome amount of access to every single feature of the system that you need. But so let's say you generated this article. This is a great example, and it is one that you notice the spam score is a little high. It's 50% and the average is 37%. And it says the content begins with clear and informative introduction of protein powders, outlining their purpose and importance of understanding different types of brands. And this analyzes your content just like a quality rater would. It says, however, the title, The Ultimate Guide to Protein Powders, is somewhat repetitive and could be streamlined. The phrase protein powders is mentioned multiple times, which is acceptable given the topic, but it lacks variation and could lead to the perception of keyword stuffing if not balanced with synonyms or related terms. Additionally, the content does not yet delve into specific brands or comparisons, which you remember you needed to do, which could lead to a higher spam score if it continues to repeat the banned phrases without context. A quality rater might not pass this page for #1 ranking on Google search engine due to the potential for keyword stuffing and the lack of depth of content. To improve, it gives you all the instructions of what you need to do to make an EAT article here very easily. To improve, the author should incorporate more varied language and avoid obvious repetition of the same phrases, especially the potentially spammy, if obviously arbitrarily inserted keywords, like, again, protein powders is what it's talking about. Okay, so that's one thing that we need to fix. The heat score is great. It likes the template you have of this built up already. That's fine. But the semantic score is too low. That's because we have too less words. As I said, you need more content. So if you have too much content, it'll tell you. If you have too little content, it'll tell you. And the average predictability length is this is our AI score. Now, some people out there have two misconceptions when it comes to artificial intelligence generated content. The first misconception is that Google does not like AI content and won't rank it. That's totally and completely false. That is a completely made up stat by white hats who are scared of AI and don't want it taking their jobs. I have conclusively proven this. When you join SEO University, you're going to see the conclusive proof. We have tons and tons and tons of pages ranking #1, generated completely by AI. Google does not care if you're, and Google has publicly gone on record saying, we do not, multiple employees, John Mueller and Danny Sullivan and Gary Ilyish, they said, we do not care if you have AI generated content. There has been ways of making automated content for decades. What we care about is whether it's low quality content. if it's spammy content. That's what they care about. And that's what this score and this score help you avoid doing, and this score to some degree. And so to rank number one, you need to have 4.1 average words in a row per sentence. It's actually tokens, word pieces, but I'll just say words for the sake of it, for being easy. You need 4.1 here. That's why it says you're 0.59 too high on this one. So when you use SEO Copilot, make sure to get all these scores into the green, especially this one. For to correlate with rankings, you want to be at 4.1. Let me tell you also another pro tip of the most important scores in order that most statistically correlate with rankings. First is the semantic score. You really want this to be in the green or maybe 2 or 3 points higher. That's it. Next is predictability. This is first, second, third, a close third, and then fourth, in that order. This is the most important, second important, third important, fourth important, that correlate with rankings. We don't care about this. We don't care about this. We don't care about this. I just provide it for some information. It doesn't matter for rankings at the end of the day. Although you could tell the reason why this is so low is because this is so low. Okay, so the spam score says we need to be actually looking at specific protein brands. These are not actual protein brands, right? These are, I bet you, ones that made up as a placeholder to tell you, hey, you need to do this. And it would have done it automatically. Oh no, it looks like this is an actual one. Okay, so good, my AI got it. This is an actual factual content. I would check to make sure this is completely factual. It can make mistakes sometimes, but the other illusion in AI is that it's completely hallucinatory, that it's completely false. That's not true. A lot of these are actual real brands that you need to use because the spam score said so. So that's another thing I could be like, okay, well, if these are real brands, which it looks like they are. Let me search Orgain as well. I bet you these are all real ones. Yeah, it is. So as long as these prices are actually correct, and this is the real data you want, you would have actually supplied this for the AI when you generated the content, because this would have been a review style page that you obviously would have had your cherry-picked competition for your review page that aren't as good as the one you're selling for affiliates. And then your affiliate choice obviously would be your number one choice at the top. That's how a review page works. You would have put that in the custom knowledge base and it would have used that and added it in here. So what we need to do here is we need to increase the content to get all the scores. This score needs to be reduced and it's complaining because it doesn't have enough content. And this score needs to be reduced eventually, and this score needs to be increased tremendously. So how do we do that? It's actually quite simple. Like by next week, actually, you won't even need to do this, but I'll go through it just in case somebody gets an article like this again. What you do is you use the upscore button. Using our advanced chain of thought ideation, the AI is going to analyze your content and add in things that you're missing. And it's going to make all the scores go higher, typically, as opposed to the downscore buttons, which makes all the scores go lower to get you into the Goldilocks zone. So let me show you how that works. It's very simple. It takes 2 minutes. I would highlight this. I would click the upscore button. I would say replace. And I would clean this out too. It's showing you where it puts in keywords. Oops, I moused over that. It's like, I put in these keywords. Are you sure I want them? The SEO can look, be like, yes, that's not too bad keyword stuffing. You can also highlight it again and try it again. Say replace. You can highlight this sentence, replace. See, boom, it stuffed in a whole bunch of keywords. Highlight this sentence, replace. You can highlight this sentence, replace. I'm gonna actually take this. Now we're gonna have a chatbot that can do this for you in the future, but I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go quickly to ChatGPT. I'm gonna say rewrite this as a paragraph. And boom, it'll rewrite it for me without the list it put in here, or I could have kept the list, but that would have affected the structure of the article that I made. So fine, boom. Take this, copy and paste, put this here, thank you. And I want to highlight this, upscore it, replace. I want to highlight this, upscore it. Have you ever had egg protein? It doesn't taste so great. Replace, and you check this number, it says going to go way up. Oh, a little bit up. We still need a lot more. And then, okay, great. So I've pretty much done all of them, but I'm going to do these sentences here too. Boom, upscore this, replace. I could even upscore this, replace. Let's see if I can jam any more keywords in here. Upscore this. It's not quite great. I could say this here. I can grab this content here, paste it in, boom, and say these products. You might be like, Josh, it looks bad. I wouldn't do that there. Fine, then don't. Put it somewhere else. Do this one here, replace, do this one here. That doesn't look right. You could you add it there because they're following. Add upscore this one, upscore ingredient quality, replace, upscore this one. You don't actually have to do any writing. All you have to do is click some buttons. You can manually rewrite it if you want. That would definitely improve the predictability score as well. Replace. Okay, great. All right. So now I've increased it to 1,200 words. I've doubled it. But you see that the semantic score is still way too low. Let's see if it still has a problem with the spam score. And this score here is probably going to go up a bit because we added more auto-generated content. It might flux a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine with this. It's like, okay, this is good. You have more content now. Fine. Spam score is fine now. Now what we do is something that, again, is going to happen automatically next week. But if you need to add it in personally, you can do this. We're going to add in some content which I know works very well, pros and cons. There's two ways I could do this. I could say the pros of using these using protein. Actually, sorry, hold on. Boom, 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 boom. I could say the pros of using protein powders is, and I go one dot 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 dot. Here's a pro tip. I can highlight this and upscore it, and it's going to give me the pros. Hopefully it'll iterate them by number. Yep, replace. And then if it doesn't structure it right, I can fix this pretty quickly here like this. 1, 2, 3. Let's admit somebody into the program here. 4, 5. There we go. Now I can also do here are some drawbacks to using protein powders. 1 dot dot dot. I can highlight this as well and say upscore. And hopefully it'll give me a whole bunch of them. Yep, it did. Replace. Actually, no, I'll do this, and say, okay, 1, 2, there we go. I could have also put this into ChatGPT, 3, 4, and 5. Great. Pros and cons make articles rank very well, especially review articles. It's definitely something that Google has specifically asked for. I could have also inserted it by going here to content and going to review and going to pros and cons. Also, the helpful content update has a lot of this stuff here as well. A lot of this content that we can add. Watch what I can do. I'm going to click this, and this, and say write. Because I need to add a lot of content here, apparently. The competitors go on at some length about all this. Probably too long. I'm going to grab this, highlight this whole thing, Control-A, Control-C, and I go here to ChatGPT and say, please take this content and streamline it into sections I can copy paste. Into did you know style sections. I could copy paste. Boom. Go. Now it's going to take all this stuff this is the actual questions Google asks. Did you demonstrate firsthand experience and depth of knowledge? After reading your content, will someone leave feeling they've learned enough? These are the actual questions that Google uses to train their AI that they publish publicly, and they're asking writers, does your content, when you answer these questions to yourself and you self-assess, does your content meet or exceed these standards? I can use all of them to make this content. Boom, in a did you know section. Perfect, boom, boom. Did you know? Meh. Boom, 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 boom. That was weird. I didn't like the things it did there. So let's take that and put that in the notepad quickly. Just get it to there you go. Control A, Control C, put that in here. Boom. And then did you know? And I think we had H2s here. So I'll make this an H2. There we go. Did you know? So now we have all this more content. Fantastic. Now I'm going to take all this content and do very similar stuff except for the pros and cons. I'm going to do this. We already have comparable products. I could do it again, quite frankly, and write those ones. And our AI will chain of thought ideate, which is a fancy way of saying it'll work in a structure. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go back here to ChatGPT. This content in HTML tables, block quotes, and sections for an article about better protein supplements. Boom. If you need more content, no problem. I'm going to say, however, just to make sure it's worded right, an addendum under an existing HTML art tables. There we go. And then send. Now it's going to write me a whole bunch of new sections. It puts it in quotes as if like an expert said it. Great. Now it's got the details that the spam score said it wanted, the dietary integration, special considerations, quantitative performance measurements. It's starting to get into the science of all this stuff, which again is very, very good for an EAT article. That's how you show the expertise, is the science stuff. All of this stuff is how you show the expertise, the experience, that you're an authority in this niche, and therefore you should be trusted. So we'll take all this, boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to take this and go to here, close, paste this here, boom. Here we go. Great. Expert knowledge on protein powders. We're going to make this actually a heading 2 and not bold. Okay, now let's see how far we've gone here. How much more do I need? Still need to stuff more keywords in. Okay, fine. Well, again, we're getting there. We're getting there. This is a good one because look, like 6,000 words. I mean, come on. That is a ridiculously long article, way longer than it should be. And then the next thing here I will do is, I've already done the pros and cons. I will take these 3, uncheck these, and I'll write these ones. Excellent. All right, boom, take this. Hey, take this, take all that, great, boom. And I'll say a further addendum, please put this in tables and even block quotes in HTML. No need for body tags. It is an addendum. I will copy paste into existing articles. Boom, boom. You'll be able to type all that chat stuff here to CP, our chatbot that's going to be integrated in the next month or so. You won't have to break out here to ChatGPT, although you can. I mean, it's not a big deal. Here we go. Now it's putting in some interesting stuff. Yes, this is going to take you away a little bit from the DOM vector, but not too much. Anyone have any questions while we're waiting for this to be done? This is all the expertise. It would have taken hours for your generic writer to find. It would have taken them hours and hours to find this, and they never would have been able to speak to it at this level. They would have never been able to speak to it at this level and go to this level of detail this fast. This is how you save the money and time. If you're like, Josh, how do I paste HTML in here? Click this and go here and look for conclusion. That's where we're at. Great. Then you put this in here. Boom. Control-A, Control-C. Get that in the paste buffer just to be safe. Say save. Here we go. Now we have more content in here. All the kind of content you could possibly want. Let's see how good we got there. 51. Great. Now all we need to do is go here to the pros and cons and upscore this. Stuff in some more keywords, replace, upscore this, replace, score this. When it's appropriate to stuff in keywords, it will. Replace, upscore this, replace, upscore this, replace, upscore this, upscore this. This one is not a good example because you would never have to do this much work. This is like the worst it gets ever because look how large you need to make this article. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't even go close to this. In this case, I'm going to pull the plug because 6,000 words is just too much. You should never have to do that. Re-click this. Yeah, it's going up. Upscore this. Now, normally I'd want to go a bit higher. I'd want to go higher than the semantic score because then I want to downscore it to get it into the green, to be in the green for this one. Upscore this. Upscore this. Place, upscore this. Upscore this. This one is, again, you never have to do this much work. This is a terrible example. I should never have picked this one. I didn't know it'd be so large. But this is like the absolute worst case scenario ever. And I just have to click some buttons to get this going. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, you get the idea. That's going to bring it up, getting closer. Now, what I need to do here, this one here is going to be probably around the same amount. Maybe it goes up a little bit. Yeah, this one might be a little tough because, again, it's so long. Most articles are not this long. Google doesn't even count all this information. I wouldn't go beyond 3,000 words. Yeah, it's not bad. It's only 0.43 off. So this is only 11 lower than where it needs to be. Quite frankly, this would be fine. I'll click Save. I'll go here to Reports and quickly check the competitors' Google semantic scoring and be like, you know, this one here might be, this is a category page. This one here might be a little low. Quite frankly, it's probably fine. Some of these ones are way too long, like 5,000 words here, 6,000 words here, 7,000 words. Oh my God, these ones are probably way too long. 16,000 words, Jesus, 16,000 words. It's probably too long. Like I would discount anything that's longer than 3,000 words. Google doesn't That Google doesn't use all that. These semantic scores are arbitrarily high, quite frankly. This was a great example for a weird one to give pro tips, a terrible example to show how SEO Copilot works, and when you use SEO Copilot, how easy it is, because it took me way longer than necessary. But anyway, that's how you build up the content. It's not hard. I didn't have to do any research. Still saved tens of hours doing all this research. And so there you go. So I would run with this as it is, quite frankly. This is perfectly fine as it is. You can click the WordPress, upload to your WordPress, or you can export it to an HTML, or you just click this and copy and paste this to WordPress, or you can just copy and paste to WordPress like this, and you'll be perfectly fine. So that's it. It's actually quite easy. Again, this was a terrible example because it took so long, but it's good for education-wise, because you see how easy it is to deal with a tougher one. Most articles are way shorter than this. But this was a weird edge case, so actually I'm glad I did it, because every week I want to show you something a little unique, hopefully, possibly. Because I've already done like 20 tutorials of an easy one of just upscoring like 5 paragraphs, downscoring 5 paragraphs, and then the numbers all line up perfectly anyway. And as I said, next week it's going to largely do a lot of this for you, because we're adding in, it's going to be HQA beta version 2.1, and it's going to add extra iterations to try and iterate to get these scores perfect, as many of them as you can get in the green as perfectly as it can by clicking one button. All right, guys, so let me know what questions you have. That's the system. It's a very powerful system. When you buy SEO Copilot, you are definitely going to save yourself time and money. You are definitely going to have much better rankings. I have stats to prove all of it. If you don't believe me, go here to youtube.com. If only I could type youtube.com jbashins. And look here in my videos, how they ranked number one. How they ranked number one. How, it's not on this page. How far back do I have to go? A few months ago, I make a lot of videos. A few months ago, how they rank number one. Here it is. It has 50,000 views. Some of my videos get a lot of views, some of them don't. But here I'm sharing publicly how they ranked number one. I showed them how to do it, and I proved that they ranked number one. I show you all the statistical data correlative analysis of how they ranked number one. You can check that out here. I'll put that in the chat if anybody wants to go look at it. No problem, Eric. Thanks very much for joining. And I'll put that in the chat here for anyone who wants to see it. What other SEO tool shares their stats of how well their users do publicly? None that I know of. We show you how well people rank with this, proving that it is definitely, when you use SEO Copilot, you are going to improve your rankings. Statistically proven, scientifically valid. It's quite an amazing thing. I think SEO is in a golden age. People think SEO is dying. I think SEO is in a golden age now, where AI is going to do the work for us. Mike asks, what tool is this? This is SEO Copilot, brother. You try it free for 2 weeks at SEO Copilot, SEOCopilotAI.com. Try it free for 2 weeks. Go here to SEO Copilot. We have over 1,000 users at this point. We have agency level testimonials. We have proof of the ranking boosts. Go here and click get started for free. No credit card needed. You don't even have to give me your email address. Log in with your Google and you can get started. So I hope that was good training for everybody. I'm going to hop off now, leave you guys, let you guys enjoy your Friday. Again, I do this every Friday. Sign up here. Let me show you. Sign up here under resources, under live SEO Copilot training. You can sign up here for the free SEO, how to do on-page with SEO on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Also Thursdays, every second week, Thursdays, I do an SEO troubleshooting course with all the private factors. The SEO Insider Seminar. I run this at the high level, everything that SEO University has discovered when you join SEO University. I give you, in this course, the seminar, which is a vastly reduced price compared to SEO University. I give you all the top level things you need to know of all the ranking factors. We have ranking factors that no other group has. This is not your grandma's SEO course. This is not a rehashed SEO course with PBNs from 15 years ago and Google stacks and bullshit like that. This is a real SEO course with real scientifically proven ranking factors that my students have been using to make well over $1 million per year for 10 years. Again, if you don't believe me, whenever we get a win, I put it in bit.ly here /SEO proof. Go to bit.ly/SEO proof and go through my Dropbox and see the wins we've had for years and years and years and years and years and years. I couldn't even possibly scroll down fast enough to show you all of them. There's thousands of examples of our wins in here. Again, I ask you, what course shows you this many examples of wins? What SEO course actually has all this? I am obsessed with the proof. And this is all you get in SEO by using SEO Copilot and by joining SEO University. This is all you get, is the proof of how the SEO actually works. All right, guys. Well, I hope that helped. Again, any questions, fire them in the chat. Last time for questions, last takers. Steven says, Nana is going to be sad now. Yep. I'm sorry, Grandma, but this is not your grandma's SEO course. If that's what Steven's referring to, I'm not sure where he's at watching the playback. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much for joining. Thanks for watching. Make sure you email me any SEO questions. I'm happy to help out. If you have any SEO questions at all, if you're having any trouble with Google at all, I'm happy to help you for free. Email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. That's joshbachynski@gmail.com. Please, by all means, email me, and I can definitely help you out. I've helped businesses raise probably tens of millions of dollars over my very long SEO career. Do you see the gray hairs in my beard? I've been doing this a long time, very long time. So again, send me an email, guys. I hope everyone has a great weekend, having a great summer.